Alright, as a follow-up to yesterday, I was a little worried I'd have to race to the bathroom during the movie due to taking part in the Ghost Pepper Whopper earlier that afternoon. So, did I have to super speed bolt to the toilets? Yeah, the last act of this movie was a little rough to get through, but on the plus side, it's given me something to talk about with the review. That's not to say Black Adam is a bad movie. It's not. The movie is outstandingly okay. Right off the bat, there is a lot that works in it. The main thing, of course, being Dwayne Johnson. It is fun seeing him take on a much more ruthless kind of role, like he's Superman crossed with the Punisher, but yeah, limited to a PG-13, of course. Even that being said, they don't waste time till we see him kill a lot of people, like ripping an arm off, burning a guy down to a skeleton, stuffing a grenade in someone's mouth. That stuff works, and you can tell they're having fun with it. There's even some smarts to the plot, where you have the Justice Society saying, no, he can't just go around killing people. But the civilians love him because none of the other heroes ever come to their country to stop it from being taken over. They applaud when Black Adam flies two mercenaries above the clouds and drops them, and then they boo when Hawkman saves them. Those things I liked about it, even if they spend a great deal of time on flashbacks, and more flashbacks, and a ton of exposition dialogue, and even more exposition dialogue. That being said, I followed it just fine, which means it's way less confusing than Ghoster. The slow motion, on the other hand, is out of control and a bit much. As for the humor, when it's coming from Dwayne Johnson, I would get some laughs. He does a lot of funny things without the character knowing he's funny. Like randomly punching someone into the ocean, or seeing the good, the bad, and the ugly on TV, and shooting it when one draws a gun. Pierce Brosnan has some funny moments. He and Dwayne Johnson are great together in it. The rest of the cast, it's hit or miss. You've got the fast-talking, skateboarding kid character who makes the movie feel like it was written in 1993. And then there's Atom Smasher. So Johnson's humor works and feels natural to the plot. This guy, he and Cyclone barely affect the plot at all and feel like a complete afterthought by someone who was like, okay, we need a joke here, we need a joke there, it's getting too serious here, let's have him carry a bucket of chicken. Oh, this conversation is too mature. Have him knock over shit in the background and say, that wasn't expensive, was it? Seriously, one quick rewrite could easily take these two out of the movie. However, I do like that for a while the movie is really only taking place in a short amount of time compared to other movies like this. Other than that and a couple other positive things I mentioned, there's too much of this that's just generic. If you're exhausted by this type of movie, I don't see this winning you over, really. The action is the same action I've seen about 24 times in the past 2 years. A lot of scenes are written like cut scenes, with the action feeling like I'm watching a basic fighting game. The dialogue is not good, and is like you told the machine to make the most standard lines for a superhero movie and put it all in one film. Right down to things like kneel or die, or putting a gun to someone's head and saying any last words. Even the final line is the kind of ending I've seen parodied. Maybe because one of the biggest examples I can think of for an ending like this was in a bad movie a few years ago. And the mid-credit scene is cool when a certain character comes back, but with the dialogue, it's probably the most prototypical post-credit scene you can imagine. But because of Dwayne Johnson, Pierce Brosnan, some stuff with the plot that works, I'll give it a C. I can see plenty of people enjoying this more than I did, and I don't think it's bad, but it's just one of those movies that I could just feel when I was watching it, that I'm going to forget it after a day or two. But if a movie's got cameos in it, that of course means I have to advertise our Cameo page. Go to cameo.com/thecinemasnob to book yourself a shout out, birthday message, or whatever the hell else you'd like. Plus, subscribe to our channel today, and we'll see you next time.